That's a good segue into my next question, which is how do you know in terms of how clients translate the value that you provide, right? I know it may be different from different client. Like, how do you know, okay, you leave this engagement and you're like, yep, we're satisfied with the results. The client is satisfied with the results. And, there's going to be an ongoing partnership.
I mean, it's all. I think this is something that you have to define when you are on such a project, right? Because if you are working with a team, you know what are the bottlenecks, you know what are the challenges, you know what are the things that they're actually struggling with, and that's when you start to look at how you can help them to solve it. For example, a case whereby I'm talking about my colleague talking about, oh, how can we build a test suite for them so that we can test immediately. So this is what we do. Our job is pretty much just to do analysis and to optimize a platform for web application and API protection platform. And he was thinking of building a test suite. And this is because the environment, whenever we optimize any kind of config and we deploy them, we have to wait a little bit to get those traffic. And this is the challenge that the client face. We that we are working on consultancy on the project as well. That is the challenge that we face. And he was thinking that, okay, if we can build a test suite, this is going to help in the long term, right? So it's about the environment, getting there and understanding what are they struggling with and how can we help them to minimize those struggle and resolve those kind of challenges.
Makes sense. And as cybersecurity professionals, one of the biggest things we deal with is the culture and mindset, like mindset shift in enterprises and businesses. I'm wondering how you balance, because a lot of our work we do in cybersecurity is like a lot of technical solutions and so forth, right? Like, how do you balance like delivering those technical solutions with your clients and, considering the mindset shifts that and cultural shifts that a lot of those enterprises may need to have?
I mean, most of the time is about showing them what the value looks like, right? Sometimes they don't know exactly why they need to change, you know, but if you're able to show them, and one thing that I've learned to understand in consultancy is this, right? You can't just give an advisory on something and say, oh, you have to change. And I think that's what a lot of people do, that I think it's a mistake. They want to change something within an environment, right? Within a client environment, and then they make a suggestion to the client, right? We don't do that, right? You have to document those things, right? You have to possibly make a PowerPoint presentation for it, right? And book
Yeah.
a time
Understand
to
the
actually
business.
present it to them, right? And then when you are done presenting it to them, you send a follow-up email saying that this is the challenge, this is the solution we proposed to you on call, this is the PowerPoint presentation and the documentation, copy everyone involved and send it. That way, it, it drive further conversation because
Yeah.
now they are responsible to kind of reply you, kind of look deeper into it, kind of evaluate, what are the challenges that you've identified. And that way they get to understand it more clearly than just saying that, oh, hey, client, I see X, Y, Z that you are doing that is this. That way they kind of, if they have personal opinion about it, they kind of push back. But you are responsible to make sure that you explain it to them in a way that they understand. I think that's something I learned even before I joined consultancy. I think when I was working at with on diplomatic mission back in Nigeria with a foreign country, and my who is like what do you call it again? It's not the ambassador there anymore. It was like
The counselor.
the consular officer.
Yeah,
Was like
you're making it very easy for me because that was my next segment. I was just about to get into. Like, I was gonna get into segment into culture and collaboration.
Yeah,
And my intro. You have a weird, like, really nice background, like, and it's like working across several countries and continents, right? And for different kinds of groups, like government agencies and diplomatic missions, UAE, Nigeria, UK. How has all of that influenced, like, your thought process in terms of cybersecurity, how we deal with that across different regions, or if there's any difference?
I mean, there's massive difference, right? The culture is different. Like I was saying in terms of the consular officer, then who is like who is like the head of the visa center that we had then back in Nigeria for the United Arab Emirates. And he said something to me. I mean, then I was just like starting out. I mean, I was just like maybe 4 years into my, professional experience. And he said something to me then that, he said, if you have an idea, it is your responsibility. So if you believe that that idea is the right thing for us to do, it is your responsibility to make sure that I agree with you on that particular idea. It's not like you're just gonna say, "Oh, this is an idea of thing that you think we should do that will make the whole practice better," and you just leave it at that. You have to be persistent. You have to make sure that you drive those conversations to the point whereby I sign off on it. It is your responsibility to make sure that I sign off on. He told me that he knows he's
So
gonna be the
basically,
one to
convince
sign off.
me.